Alors, bonsoir tout le monde. Bienvenue à cette
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this meeting of April 28th, this meeting of the Dieppe City Council. So without any further ado, I would like to mention that the city of Dieppe recognizes that the land on which it operates is part of the traditional, ancestral, and unceded territory of the Mi'kmaq. Dear colleagues, let's have the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Once again, good evening, everyone. Welcome. No announcements from the mayor's office, so I would like to call the meeting to order. Do we have quorum this evening? It would seem so. 2 of our council members are joining us remotely. They are here virtually. Are there any conflicts of interest? None? Which brings us to the adoption of the agenda. Would somebody like to move the adoption of the agenda? Councillor Corinne Godbout, seconded by Councillor Godet. Thank you. On the question? No questions? All those in favor of the resolution will signify by saying aye. Contrary, nay. It's carried as presented. Now, presentations, inquiries, and petitions. There's nothing there this evening. We're going by too quickly. I think 9 o'clock is going to come very quickly, or 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock. We'll have the results. We'll see. Questions from the public? Are there any questions from the vast members of the public here? Let's move on then. 9.1. Which brings us to item 10, the adoption of the minutes. We need a mover. It's been moved and seconded. On the question, all of those in favor of the resolution will signify by saying aye. Contrary, nay. It's carried as presented. 10.1, that was the regular council meeting held on April 14th. For the adoption of the minutes, we just adopted them. Oh, that's what we just did. Okay, thank you. I'm not awake yet. Motions, memorandums, and nothing there either. 11.1, yes. 11.1, administration. 11.1.1, appointments of members of council on committees and commissions. Mr. Melanson, Your Worship, Council, good evening, everyone. So every now and then, or every 2 years, His Worship has the privilege of naming members on certain committees where they need representation from council, either on regional or local committees, or even provincial ones. So following the discussions that you've had with your colleagues and council members, you have a list before you, and the person who is going to read it will give the name of the person who is being appointed for each of the committees. And so that will make it official, and then it will be announced officially following that. Who would like to read it? Councillor Turgeon-Roy. Thank you, Your Worship. That Council accept the following appointments of members of Council on committees and commissions for a term starting May 13th, 2025 and ending May 11th, 2026. Standing Committee on Strategies and Public Policies, Mayor and Councillors. Age-Friendly Advisory Committee, Yvon Lapierre. Kodiak Regional Policing Authority, Corinne Godbout. Liaison Committee of the three municipal councils, Jean-Marc Brideau. Capitol Theatre Inc., Melissa Janin. Dieppe Public Library Board, Jean-Marc Brideau. Greater Moncton Literacy Advisory Board, Ernest Thibodeau. Greater Moncton Romeo Leblanc International Airport Community Consultative and Noise Management Committee, Jean-Marc Brideau. Multicultural Agency of the Greater Moncton Area, Paul Godet. Greater Moncton Santa Claus Parade Committee, Paul Godet. Dieppe Arts and Culture Center Incorporated, Melissa Janin. Kodiak Transit Governance Committee, Marc Lampaigne, José Turgeon-Roy, alternate. Grievance Committee of the City Council, QP, Local 3515 Fire Department, Yvon Lapierre, Lise Le Boutillier, and Marc Lantaigne. Cities of New Brunswick Association, the Executive, Yvon Lapierre and Deputy Mayor. Expansion Dieppe, Yvon Lapierre, José Turgeon-Roy, and Paul Godet. Union of the Municipalities of New Brunswick, Jean-Marc Brideau. And the Centre d'accueil and d'accompagnement francophone des immigrants du Sud-Est du Nouveau-Brunswick, Ernest Thibodeau. And I so move, Your Worship. Thank you. It's been moved by Councillor José Turgeon, seconded by Councillor Janin on the question. If there are none, all those in favor of the resolution will signify by saying aye. Contrary, nay. It's carried as presented. Thank you to all of you, and more specifically, all of those who are starting something new, perhaps something they've never tried before. So I hope you enjoy it. The election of the deputy mayor. So yes, Your Worship, pursuant to this procedure, the people who are interested in proposing their name and running for the position of deputy mayor, and the mayor is going to run this part of the meeting a little later, but just indicate your interest in doing so, and then you will be given 2 minutes to explain why you're interested in becoming deputy mayor and the contribution that you hope to make. And then council will be asked to vote by raising their hand. So we will read the names and you will be asked to vote, and we will then count the number of votes for each of the candidates running. And then if there is a tie, the mayor will break the tie by his vote for the person who would become deputy mayor. Your Worship, you have the form in front of you. You are the chair, and I'm just taking notes here. Would anybody be interested in running for the position of deputy mayor? Please raise your hand. Mr. Thibodeau. Would anybody else be interested? Councillor Janin. There is somebody online as well, Mr. Mayor. Yes, I just noticed that Councillor Brideau raised his hand. Is anybody else interested? Okay, so we have 3 names of people who would like to run for the position of deputy mayor. You will be given 2 minutes to explain why, after which we will vote
par l'alphabet. Alors,
we'll go in alphabetical order, starting with Councillor Brideau. You have 3 minutes. 2 minutes. I'm sorry, 2 minutes. I'm sorry, I was wrong. 2 minutes. Councillor Brideau, as soon as we turn on his mic. No, he has to turn on his own mic. You have 2 minutes.
Monsieur Brideau?
Councillor Brideau? No, you have to unmute. You have to unmute. No, I can't do it from here.
Voilà.
There we go. There we go. Okay, good. You have 2 minutes starting now. Your Worship, thank you. Council members, my colleagues. I'm interested in running as deputy mayor because it's something that's very dear to me. The position of deputy mayor is an important one. It's a position of supports the mayor, and also you have to, we listen to people who call the council on a regular basis, and this will be my third term as a representative of Ward 1 here in the city, and I'm very familiar with my city and the needs of our residents. So I would like to lend a hand and lend an ear as much as I can on behalf of the city, on behalf of council. I'd like to be there. I'd like to be present, to listen to people, to listen to council, and to negotiate certain things that are very important for us. There are some very important decisions to be made. And so that is why I am interested, and I would give my whole to council, and I encourage my colleagues to vote for me. I ask you for your support and to continue having a great council like we do currently for the city of Dieppe. Thank you for listening to me, and we'll see the results a little later. Thank you. Thank you, Councillor. Councillor Jeannin. Thank you, Your Worship, dear colleagues. I had the privilege of being in that position once already, and I really loved it. Last year, it really broke my heart when I decided not to run, and I want to make sure I don't feel the same thing again this year. This experience as the experience of counselor is something that I really enjoy because it reinforces and strengthens the attachment I have to our great community here. I never lose an opportunity to learn more on the municipal operations in all of its aspects, and it's I have a real passion for me. And it's not always easy, but I really enjoy representing the city in all these community events and meeting the citizens, young and not, and the young at heart, and our newcomers, and exchange with them. I'm not always comfortable in certain contexts, but I'm working hard on it, and I'm very passionate about it, and I will continue to remain engaged. Currently, I make sure I go meet different mentors in the community to learn more from them to prepare me for these extra responsibilities. One of your concerns might be the fact that I'm studying human resources currently. My schedule is it's almost the same schedule as that of a full-time job, but certain days I'm a little more free than others. But my first year went by very well, and I trust that I will be able to continue. I can assure you that I will be present as much as I can, and I do commit to remaining active and available and in all of the responsibility of the position. My professors will be aware of this commitment that I've taken, and I will take the necessary provision necessary measures to make sure that I meet the the obligations of the position. Thank you. Your time is up. It's now up to Councillor Thibodeau. Councillor Thibodeau, thank you, Your Worship. Dear colleagues, yes, I've decided to run once again as Deputy Mayor because I really enjoyed the experience, but those who know me will know that I'm very I have a high level of engagement here within the community, and I have been for 30 years. I was 20 years in education, and I've been on council here for 13 years now. So this experience has helped me greatly when we have some interesting issues to discuss. I think strategically, and I think that in discussions and when we look at different issues, that's important. And I'm very available. I am currently retired, so I'm available pretty well anytime when I'm asked to replace the mayor at any activity. And since I came here, I've become very familiar with all of these issues. So I'm familiar with just about everything that goes on in the municipality, including the needs of residents that we meet with on a regular basis. So, Your Worship, for that reason, I would like to ask for your support for the position of Deputy Mayor. Thank you. Just under the wire here. Thank you. So if I understand correctly, members of council, including the candidates, of course, can now vote. We'll give you 5 minutes. No. Oh, it's right away? Okay. So we will name the candidates one after the other, and we ask council to vote by raising their hand. We'll count the number of votes and we'll declare the winner afterwards. Okay, well, we'll go in the same order then. Those who would like to vote for Councillor Brideau,
S'il vous plaît, levez la main.
please raise your hand. Councillor Paul and Brideau, 2 votes. And for Councillor Jeannin. Councillor Jeannin, 1 vote. And for Councillor Thibodeau, 5 votes for Councillor Thibodeau. So Councillor Thibodeau is the winner. Congratulations and thank you to all participants. It's the first time we're proceeding this way. We were told that this is the most democratic way to proceed, so that's what we did. No, this is the second year. It was a little different last year, but it was the same, using the same procedure. My memory is very short, with age. Well, sometimes that's an advantage to have a short memory. All right, so now we need somebody to move and second resolution 11.1.2. So it's moved by Councillor Lantaigne. Councillor Lantaigne. That pursuant to bylaw A-4 2024-1 entitled Procedural Bylaw of the Municipal Council of the City of Dieppe, Council elects Ernest Thibodeau as Deputy Mayor for a term starting June 1st, 2025 and ending May 11th, 2026. And I so move. Thank you. Moved by Councillor Lantaigne, seconded by Councillor Leboutillier on the question. All those in favor of the resolution will signify by saying aye. Contrary, no. The resolution is carried unanimously. Thank you, all of you. And that means as well, no, there's no change. No changing to the signatures. No, there's no change to the signatures for any banking activities. No, so let's move on to the partnership agreement, Rendez-vous Acadie 50 plus. A partnership agreement, Rendez-vous Acadie 50 plus. The staff at community development is asking to sign an agreement with the Association francophone des aînés and the Seniors Association of New Brunswick. So it's just to have a directive to proceed with this. After, who would like to read the resolution? So that Council authorized the community development staff to reach a partnership agreement with the Association francophone des aînés et aînés du Nouveau-Brunswick in view of holding the 2026 Rendez-vous Acadie 50 plus event, and I so move it. So it's been moved and seconded. And no questions? All of those in favor of the resolution will signify by saying aye. So it's a yes. It's carried.
So 13.
Moving to item 11.3.1. This is the tender award for microsurfacing on Dieppe Boulevard from Cannon to Melançon. So following a bid, 2 bidders submitted bids, and those were the only 2 providers that offer this type of service. And the one that was recommended following the evaluation is Miller Paving Limited for the amount of $699,111 plus HST, and there's also a request for $85,000 plus HST for engineering services. So that is so we recommend to go ahead with this bid. All right, who would like to read the resolution? Councillor Lanting, please. Thank you, Your Worship. The Council award the tender for the project entitled 2025 Microsurfacing Dieppe Boulevard to the lowest bidder, Industrial Cold Milling, a registered business name of Miller Paving Limited, at the cost of $699,111 plus HST. Authorize EXP Services, Inc. to undertake the engineering services related to said project at the cost of $85,000 plus HST, and further authorize that these expenditures be defrayed from account number 3-3-35-58-7603, General Capital Budget Microsurfacing Program. I so move. Moved by Councillor Lanting, seconded by Councillor Turgeon-Roy on the question. Seeing no questions, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, nay. The resolution carries as presented. 11.3.2 now, tender award reconstruction Sainte-Thérèse Street. All right, as part of our capital projects, this project had been selected in the current budget process. It involves reconstruction between Paul Street and Acadie Street. And it's a project that's worth $1.4 million plus HST. And it is recommended that we give the tender to Ville and Inch Construction Limited. 6 bids were received, so it was a very competitive tender. And we also retain the services of Englobe Corp for $150,000 for engineering services. And again, this is a project that was part of the estimates for the budget. And our recommendation is to go with Ville and Inch Construction. All right, who would like to read the resolution? Councillor Jeannet, please. That Council award the tender for the project entitled Reconstruction Sainte-Thérèse Street to the lowest bidder, Ville and Inch Construction Limited, at the cost of $1,424,996.16 plus HST. Authorize Englobe Corp to undertake the engineering services related to said project at the cost of $150,000 plus HST, and further authorize that these expenditures be defrayed from account number 3-3-35-58-78-7676, General Capital Budget, Reconstruction, Saint-Thérèse Street, and account number 4-3-90-58-7676, Water and Sewer Capital Budget, Reconstruction, Saint-Thérèse Street. I so move. Thank you. Moved by Councillor Thibodeau. Oh, seconded, sorry. Seconded by Councillor Thibodeau. So on the question. Seeing no questions, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, nay. The resolution is carried as presented. Moving on now to 11.4, Planning and Development. Mr. Melançon, please. Just before, I would like to maybe add that with regard to St. Thérèse Street project, there will be a trail on one side. So this is an improvement with regard to the project. And it will continue the link with Puz Street and schools. And so that's a stage in that process. So I just wanted to add to that. With regard to planning and development, there is a PAC recommendation regarding the Léon Leblanc subdivision. The recommendation provides for the location and name of Marguerite Street. There's a cul-de-sac currently, and so we want to do this acquisition to make this improvement, and so we want to acquire the land, but we have to make the plan as well, or the subdivision plan beforehand. All right, who would like to read the resolution? Councillor Leboutier, please. That Council accept the Planning Advisory Committee's recommendation relating to the acceptance of the Léon Leblanc subdivision amending tentative plan, which provides for the location and name of the widening of Marguerite Street. I so move. Moved by Councillor, Leboutier, seconded by Councillor Turgeon-Roy. On the question. Seeing no questions, those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, nay. The resolution carries as presented. Moving on now to operations, 11.5.1, tender award, installation of a generator. So in 2025, we had purchased a generator that was supposed to be installed at the Uniplex. So here, following a bid for installation services, this involves connecting all of the electrical aspects of the generator. So we received 3 bids following that bid, and we recommend going with Ainsworth Inc. for at the cost of $277,682 plus HST. And that falls within the budget that was set aside with the reserve from last year and the budget 2025. So this is a staff recommendation. And there will also be room for emergency services. We identified a location so that we can offer services 24/7 if there is an outage, a regional outage. So who would like to read that resolution? We'll go get an electrician. Councillor Gaudette, please. Thank you, Your Worship. That Council award the tender for the installation of the new generator at the Uniplex to the lowest bidder, Ainsworth Inc., at the cost of $277,682 plus HST, and authorize that this expenditure be defrayed from account number 3-3-20-12-7906, General Capital Budget, Purchase, New Equipment. That Council authorize a budget transfer in the amount of $200,000 from account number 1-2-80-12-3310 general operating budget building renovation program to account number 3-3-20-12-7906, general capital budget, purchase new equipment. I so move. Moved by Councillor Gaudette, seconded by Councillor Lantang on the question. Seeing no questions, those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, nay. The resolution passes as presented. Which brings us to the item on municipal bylaws. Bylaw A-6, 2025. Approval of budgetary expenditures. Mr. Melanson. All right, now we're at the stage of summary reading, and then we'll move on to the third reading, and that's the last stage of the approval of this new bylaw. And so who would like to read that summary? Councillor Thibodeau? All right. So bylaw A-6, 2025, a bylaw relating to the approval of budgetary expenditures pursuant to the authority vested in it by the Local Governance Acts, SNB 2017, Chapter 18. The Council of the Municipality of Dieppe, duly assembled, enacts as follows. The provisions of bylaw A-6, 2025 remain unchanged from those set out in bylaw A-6, 2015, adopted on June 15th, 2050, with the exception of the following amendments. 1, changes to hierarchical authorization levels. The mention of the treasurer is removed to make way for the deputy chief administrative officers, followed by the chief administrative officers, and finally council. 2, there's an increase in approval amounts already approved in the budget. The approval levels for directors, the treasurer, the deputy chief administrative officers, the chief administrative officer, and council have been increased. 3, additional or unbudgeted expenses. So to avoid having to obtain council approval for any additional or unbudgeted expense, limits related to those expenses are added. And then 4, the addition of subsection 6.6 as follows. Notwithstanding the authorization levels detailed in this bylaw, any contractual agreement required by a supplier in the context of a purchase of goods or services must be reviewed by the city's in-house legal department. Any contractual agreement that involves a risk deemed unusual or significant for the city will be brought to the attention of the CAO, who may issue any directives he deems appropriate with respect to said agreement. So I so move in summary reading. I think there might have been a mistake with regard to bylaw A-6, 2025. Oh, you just said 2015. I don't want to correct you, but if everyone is in agreement, so it should read 2025. So we need a mover, Councillor Jeannet. So those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, nay. So we've done this reading of the summary. Now we will go to third reading. So who would like to do the third reading? Councillor Thibodeau. Bylaw A-6, parentheses 2025, a budget relating to the approval of budgetary expenditures. I so move by title only in third reading. Thank you. Moved by Councillor Thibodeau and seconded by Councillor Jeannet. And if there are no questions, those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, nay. So this motion passes, or this bylaw passes third reading. Now, moving on to item 13, notice of motions. No motions, okay. 14, inquiries and announcement by members of council. And for change, we'll start to my left. Councillor Godet, please. Thank you, Your Worship. I just have a question, a follow-up question. I was informed that there are still cars parking on the west side of Fox Creek Road. I thought we were going to be putting signs up. So maybe Spencer can answer that, or Ms. Spencer. Yes, we just have to wait for the timing to be right. We're transitioning to outdoor activities now, and we'll be carrying out that work. All right, that's all for me. Councillor Leboutsy. Thank you, Your Worship. I want some more information on the Gauvin Road. It's closed, construction has begun, and the part, when will that be completed, approximately? All right, thank you for your question. All right, with regard to Gauvin, the entrepreneur suggested a more aggressive timeline. He was only supposed to start at the end of May based on the contract, but he started last week. They put a lot of teams out on the ground, so they may finish in July. So the plan in the contract was for it to be completed in October. So the good news is that people in the neighborhood will be able to benefit from the new facilities and get some peace of mind earlier. But it will be completely closed for a number of months. But for now, you can access the area by Evolution Street. I don't know if you had any more specific questions, but I'm thinking especially of the market, the farmers market, you know, with the 4 lanes. I've received a number of questions from residents. What's it going to be like this summer on Saturday mornings? Well, the only construction on Marché Street, on Market Street, is the installation of the multi-purpose trail. But the construction work per se will be limited to Gauvin. So Saturday, it shouldn't have an impact on Saturday mornings for people who want to go to the market. Okay, thank you. This week I saw, and I just wanted to let people know that we're going to be hosting the Acadie Games from June 25th to 30th. We're going to need volunteers, so we're looking for people. So don't be afraid. Don't wait till the last minute. If you know that you're going to have time, submit your name now. We would really appreciate your help. In Dieppe, we like to do things big. My next comment is that it's election day, so I would like to encourage all participants, and I hope that the best party wins, and that's all for me. All right, Councillor Jeannet. Thank you, Your Worship. Thank you for my colleagues who listened to my 2-minute spiel. At least I don't have any regrets. I accept your choice or your decision, and I will wish Mr. Thibodeau luck as Deputy Mayor. With regard to the committees that I will be sitting on, CAFI and governance, I loved working with them. Immigration and governance are things that I'm really passionate about, so I would like to thank you for that opportunity. And I will be happy to continue with the Capitol Theatre for the last year of our mandate. And I look forward to exploring the DAC as well. And I look forward to working with them. All right. Councillor Thibodeau, oh no, sorry. Councillor Brideau, please. Thank you. Thank you, Your Worship. Well, I want to congratulate Ernest. He's already proven his ability and his ability to support the mayor. So So thank you to everyone who voted, and thank you also for listening to my spiel. The only thing I have left to say is I want to say to my residents in Ward 1 that I'll be back on May 2nd. I will be back home and I'll be available from then on. So that's all for me this evening. Thank you. Thank you.
Monsieur Thibodeau.
Merci, Monsieur le maire. Eh bien, moi, je veux
Councillor
remercier
Thibodeau, thank you, Your Worship. And I would like to thank my colleagues for having put their trust in me to vote for me as Deputy Mayor for the next year. And I'd like to congratulate Ms. Jeannet and Mr. Brideau for having given their names. This is a sign that our democracy is well and healthy. That's all for me. Thank you. Good evening. Thank you, Councillor Turgeon-Roy. Thank you, Your Worship. Lise Le Boutier stole my thunder here. I wanted to talk about the Jeux de l'Acadie and to send a rallying cry. We all heard the report on Radio-Canada yesterday, but I'd also like to talk about the National Volunteer Week. So thank you to all of our volunteers. We have the evening, the recognition evening on Thursday this week. But I would like to give a rallying cry. I think here in Dieppe, we have everything we need to make this event a great success, the Jeux de l'Acadie. I was a little surprised to see that there were still a few people missing, but I'd like to thank the team for their hard work. So that's pretty well it. But also, I'm giving the torch to Councillor Jeannin for the Dieppe Arts and Culture Center. I'd been on their board for almost 10 years now. Even before I became a municipal councillor, I already sat on the board of directors of the Arts and Culture Center. But I'm handing you the torch with great pleasure. You will love it. And I'm really eager to hear what's going to happen at the Arts Center. That's it for me. Thank you. Thank you and have a good week. Thank you. Councillor Godbout. Thank you. Very briefly this evening for the Jeux d'Acadie. I'd like to congratulate the organizing committee for all of the great work that's already been done, and the youth leadership team was held in Dieppe this past weekend, so we're encouraging all volunteers to come help out. It's a great activity. Have a good week, all. Thank you. Thank you, Councillor Lantin. Thank you. And one of the advantages of speaking last is that we end up repeating everything, but I won't. So I'd just like to reiterate about the volunteers. What I heard this morning is that there 200 volunteers have signed up, but they need 700. I'm not worried because people always wait for the last minute, but I'd like to thank the organizing team for the great work, and great work for the mayor and the deputy mayor, and for all of the members of all of the committees. And I'd like to point out the organization of the U20 Hockey Challenge here that's continuing on in Dieppe. I'd like to congratulate Philippe Saunier, the president, and all of his volunteers. Just to give you an overview very quickly, it's a friendly tournament between 16 teams in the region. Each of the teams represents a charity, and they give out the prizes are given to the organization, well, to the organizations that these teams represent. This little tournament has given over $200,000 to the charitable organizations of the region over the last 20 years. So that's not negligible. I'd like to thank all of the volunteers, and you know that the city has their team in this tournament. We had 1 victory, 2 losses, but the city teams that I play on plays in category A. So my advice to the captain of the organization is to add youth to the team. And I understand that I risk losing my own position here, but no, really, it's a great event. It's for a good cause. It's lots of fun, and congratulations once again. Yeah, well, I'll add to that. I've been 7, 8, or 9, or 10 years that I'd taken the advice that was given me to stop playing. You have to know when to stop. So I'm not trying to tell you what to do, but you have to know when to stop. Thank you. You know, and as we say in certain circles, you're not young anymore. Well, thank you for that. No, I have nothing to add myself this evening. Thank you to everybody in the community. We're so lucky to have the community we do have, but also the staff that we have and the city council that we have. Everybody is engaged and committed at 100% towards the improvement of our community. And we have to continue to be proud to say that we're doing the right things. I was listening a few members of council a few moments ago who were talking about other areas where things aren't as wonderful as they are here. But things don't happen alone. They happen when everybody works together. I would encourage you to continue working together for in the best interest of our community and our citizens. Thank you and have a great evening.